going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Father's Day. Hope you guys are having a great day. To all the dads out there, hope you guys had a great day. All right. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was laughing over in Big and channel, so yeah, I'm a little late. Anyways, hope everyone's having a great day. I've got 3 clips for you tonight. 2 civil, 1 criminal. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Besides, let's go. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Now let's go.
You swear or affirm any testimony that you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So I do have some information here, a little more than I usually do, concerning this matter. How do you say your last name there? Strzelska?
Stayskull.
Stayskull. Mr. Stayskull, I just need to know the number $1,000. It's a nice round number. Where does that come from?
The linoleum that was messed up, we purchased that for $598. And then the removal of that and the old linoleum that was still left on the floor.
Okay. And so, yeah, I know that you bought linoleum. Did you pay someone for the removal?
A buddy of mine and I did it, and that's what he told me he would charge.
Did you pay him?
Yes.
Okay, how much you pay him?
The 400 and some odd came out.
All right. So that's how you got 1,600.
Did my intro not play? I did. I got kind of excited because I was running a little late. I literally hit go live and then hit play right after that. I may not have waited till it said live. So generally it takes about 2 or 3 seconds. If it took longer than that, I'm sorry. But no, the intro was there. I may have been late on hitting live. I'm sorry. And thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very generous. Very generous of you. Thank you so much.
Plus 400. All right. Mr. Rivera, I need to talk to you about this. I'm assuming, well, first of all, let me just ask you, do you think you owe money to Mr. Stayskull?
No.
All right.
I did what I was paid
sir,
for. I never got paid for anything.
Well, sir, I'm looking at pictures of your linoleum installation. I mean, I wouldn't have paid you for this. It looks like like you put linoleum on over cords underneath the floor.
That vinyl was it was probably the cheapest vinyl you could buy. It's super thin. It doesn't lay good. It's a loose lay vinyl and it takes time to relax. So they called me exactly a couple hours after the job I wasn't even done with the job. So he calls me out and says his wife does not like the vinyl and we'll be letting you know what we'll get a hold of you. So
how much did you get paid for this job?
I went there and measured. He was supposed to pay me $35 for the measurement, never paid me for that. So we decided to do the job. We did the job. I called him while we were there.
Hold on, let me just ask you questions. How much did you get paid?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
And were you in agreement that the old linoleum was going to be torn up and then the new linoleum?
And I tore it up. We tore up 2 layers of vinyl. And what he's talking about that he had to tear up was that the first time they did that vinyl, it's a trailer, so it was uneven. And they used part of that vinyl to feather it off. And that's kind of what you would do to feather it off, so you don't have a ridge. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to take this up. But we did take up 2 layers of vinyl that were on top of that part that was there. I even called him at his work and said, hey, you got 2 layers of vinyl what do you want me to do? So he goes, just go ahead and take it up. So I took it up. I took up 2 layers of vinyl that were already down at the
All right.
time.
Mr. Skayskull, I see a lot of pictures about problems with the linoleum, the way it was laid. I don't see pictures here that show that there was old linoleum underneath this, but that's what you're saying?
Yes, I have another picture on my phone. I found it this morning of the pantry where the old linoleum is. That's it there, Your Honor.
I gotta lift it up a little bit.
Up.
Yeah. All right.
So
I mean, here's the. Did Mr. Rivera tell you that those I don't know what to call that, where it's peaking, that might go away if it's just allowed to rest?
No, his reply was, we might have to end up gluing it.
All right. So essentially, Mr. Rivera, this is unattached.
It's like a loose lay vinyl. It has no glue. It has to have time to relax. And with it being so thin that it takes time to just lay down. It's not like it's just how it is, and just, and the edges that are short is, the picture was taken so close that it makes it look like it's so far away that we didn't even have time to go and put the next day to put quarter round down.
All right.
Because you put quarter
So
round,
you're-
that's
you're
kind of what holds
actually-
it down.
What does?
The quarter round, like shoe molding.
Oh, all right. Did you
So that's
remove quarter
that's-
round?
What's that?
Did you remove quarter round and then put the linoleum down and then just not put
You
it
know
back?
what? I
or
don't
it
think
didn't
they had.
exist?
I think what it was like caulked around the edges before. There was no quarter round down. I believe it was caulked. It's been a couple months, but I believe
So
it
you were
was.
planning on putting it quarter round?
Yes, it was part of the agreement.
All right. Well, yeah, that's what I don't have. When you guys say so in other words, did you bid this? Did you draw them up?
Yes, I bid it and we agreed on it.
All right.
And
The
like I
problem
said-
is nobody submitted that.
What's that?
Your guys' actual bid. In other words, what I would call your promise for what it was you were gonna do.
Your Honor, he
Well,
never gave me a quote. It was in a text, and that was a quote of $2,106. And then when he called me in the afternoon, he conveyed that there was 2 layers of linoleum and it would be an even $2,300. And I said, do what you gotta do. We gotta make this right. Make it
All
look
right.
good.
And how long after the job was done did you decide, no, we gotta redo this?
He started on Monday, in the morning. He texted me Monday afternoon at 3:30 saying, Dan, I won't be there Tuesday morning because I have 2 small bedrooms I gotta do. I'll be there around 1:00. I work from 3:00 in the afternoon until 3 in the morning. So I made different arrangements to sleep somewhere else. I left my house unlocked all day Tuesday. And in the evening, I texted him, you never showed up. He never came back Tuesday. So then on Wednesday morning, I tried calling him again and no answer. So then my wife tries from her cell phone 3 times. The 3rd time he answered her phone call. I'm going to be there. Wednesday, no show. Finally, I told him, you're fired. I'll find somebody else. Because I have to find different sleeping arrangements because I sleep from 5:00 in the morning till 11:00 in the morning.
All right. So this was put down on Monday,
Yes.
Yes.
and then he was saying he was gonna come out and do some more things that would make you more happy, but that just kept getting put off.
He was going to finish the job on Tuesday, but he went and did the bedrooms instead Tuesday morning, leaving my
All right,
house.
well, what percentage of the job did he finish?
All right. So we kind of know what's going on here. It's a flooring guy. I'm going to ask you guys this, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have had their flooring redone at some point in their lives. When I bought my first house, my ex-wife and I redid all the floors, and it was an absolute nightmare working with the flooring people. was an absolute nightmare. It was a friend of a friend, and it was a side project. So, I mean, we were out of our house for it was 3 or 4 days straight, and then something was wrong, so they had to come back and fix it. But then, yeah, it was a lot of work. But it's flooring, so. But we're talking about kitchen tile here. Why would you be displaced on linoleum in the kitchen? I don't understand that. I don't. Someone can explain that to me. I know you guys generally explain to me what's going on, but I don't explain why kitchen linoleum would displace you from your house. You can't use your kitchen. Doesn't mean you can't sleep there. They're not staining wood. It's not like the smell is going to keep you out. Yeah, it's going to be loud, but I don't understand why he is displaced from his house while he's working.
All he did was cut the linoleum and lay it flat, and that was it.
I also did 2 bathrooms for you. 2 bathrooms. I've moved all of your appliances, the washer, dryer, stove. I moved all that out of my way.
Hold on a second, because really, Mr. Staceville, that wasn't my question. My question was, all right, so he did what he did on Monday. He doesn't show up Tuesday, doesn't show up Wednesday. You say, I don't even want you to come back. When is it that you then removed the linoleum, bought new linoleum, put new linoleum down?
A week and a half later.
All right. Did you buy the same product?
No, I went to Menards. The crease that you see in the picture,
Crease, that's a good word. I couldn't think of the word.
The crease that on that one picture, I asked the people at Menards, I asked the store manager, is it possible to get that worked out? He goes, no. Once you have a crease in there like that, it won't come out. So, and that was right in the middle where you walk into the living room. It wasn't where we'd be setting a cabinet over the top of it to cover it up or something. But
well,
no.
I mean, but what you're saying is it had sat at least a week before you tore it back up.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that, Doc Ock. That's actually the best answer. In my imagination, it's the best answer. But yeah, if you just roll at 11 or higher, then you're going to beat either the dragon or the troll. I think the dragon's at 12 or higher, the troll's at 11 or higher. So I mean, you just got to get better at rolling. D&D, what's up?
All right. So there's no amount of resting that was going to cure, Mr. Rivera.
What's that? What was that?
There's no amount of resting that was going to cure that. It was sitting for a week.
Them pictures were probably taken the first couple of days, the first day or so that the humps were there. I knew.
Well, I mean, you're speculating that. I'm asking them. Well, I
I've
can
been
ask
doing
them
this for
point
38
blank.
years. I know.
Mr. Stakel, are you telling me that a week later, when you decided, nope, we're tearing it up, it hadn't improved?
No, it had not improved.
When did you take the pictures?
That following day. The day
Which
after I took some pictures when he laid the floor, and then I took more pictures when we tore him up. And part of them that you
because my question is, did the creases get any better between Tuesday and a week later when you said nope, screw it, and you tore it up?
No.
All right. So that's my problem, Mr. Rivera, is there's no one who's going to say, okay, I guess this is just how my new floor looks. You would even agree with that, right?
Of course. Of course.
All right. So really, essentially, you're saying, look, I know why they're saying they're unhappy with that floor, but you're saying they didn't really give you an opportunity to come and do anything about it. What is it you were going to do that would resolve the crease? Because if you flatten the crease out, wouldn't that change the dimensions of the linoleum where you had cut it?
Would that? Yeah, and then you just cut the excess off the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. No. This is Judge Norbeck. I like to call him Judge Biggin because this is how I imagine Judge Biggin. Yeah, but he does yell when he gets excited. He's trying to figure out something. It does come across as yelling. He's not yelling. I feel like he feels like he's talking to the courtroom, even though he's talking on Zoom. So he's not actually yelling. He's projecting his voice so everyone in the courtroom can hear him, even though there's no one in the courtroom. So I think that's what's going on. So he's just trying to figure out what is happening here. And yeah, are the homeowners at fault for this? Not really. Is the contractor at fault for this? Not really. Well, kind of. The contractor kind of got lazy. But I do feel like he started the job and he just vanished, right? It's the problem with hiring contractors is, they have 3 or 4 different jobs they're working at one time. So you're going to hire them and then you might not see them for a day. He should have been open and honest with these people, and I think that would have solved everything. I think that's the problem here. We have homeowners that were impatient, and the contractor wasn't open and honest. That is my opinion on everything that's going on here.
But it was laid in there. I mean, like I said, it was a very light vinyl, and it gets. I guess we should have glued it. I mean, that's a possibility. Could have glued it and got the ripples out. Yeah.
And is this what you do for a living, Mr. Rivera?
I do. I've been doing this for 38 years, and this is the third time that this has happened to me, where a customer would basically get me to do the job and don't pay me. I mean,
all right. Well, let me ask you this.
All right. This is actually a really good time to play this clip. Hold on. You guys know what I'm going to play. You guys ready?
Don't answer, sir, please. Every time you open your pie hole, you get it worse trouble. So stay the course, will you?
I haven't.
Yeah, that wasn't a good statement to make. You didn't need to make that statement. I mean, 38 years, 3 people complained. I mean, that's a good record, but don't say that in court. Don't say that in court. Just say, yeah, this is what I do for a living. I've been doing it for 38 years. End of story. I run a successful business. I've been doing this for 38 years. I have a really good record. That's all I got to say.
Run into a contractor yet that says, okay, pay me on the back end. Is that how you normally do business?
I always done that. I've always done
it. So you
it
don't so in other words, who's buying the product?
Who, what?
They're buying the product. You just do the labor.
Exactly.
But you don't ask for anything up front.
Nope.
All right. Because the problem is in other words, you didn't countersue them, right? You're not saying, oh, they should pay me for the work I did. And really all they're suing you for is to repurchase the product because they couldn't reuse what you had already used and to tear up what you did already because it was unacceptable to them.
Well, where are the pictures of the new product that they put down? They could have just pulled that up and glued those parts and relayed that piece. They didn't tell me that they repurchased a new vinyl or pictures of the new vinyl.
Well, they sent me receipts.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Bob. Happy birthday. 61. That's awesome. That is awesome. Happy birthday. Thank you for hanging out with us on your birthday. Bop, 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 bong. I hope you're having a great day, my friend.
But you're right. They're under oath. I'll just ask them, Mr. Stakel, did you really replace this floor? Did you get rid of the floor Mr. Rivera laid down?
Can you see it, Your Honor? That's the floor. That's the floor now.
All right.
Yeah, we did this on weekends, and I had to make arrangements again to sleep somewhere else to get this done.
Did you have any problem with creasing?
No.
I mean, I imagine it could be a humidity issue or something like that, but I just can't imagine it's going to take more than a week for those to, naturally work themselves out if they were ever going to. So essentially where I'm at, Mr. Rivera, is I'm not sure. I don't think they should have accepted the floor the way it was and the decisions they made to tear that up and to start all over again with new product they buy. I don't think they should be out of pocket for that. I'm assuming Mr. Stayskull doesn't lay flooring for a living.
No, Your Honor, I'm a CNC machinist at Legal Corp.
Well, I mean, he ended up doing a better job than the guy who does flooring for a living.
That's
yeah. Well, essentially, at some point in time, what I have to do is make a decision. I am gonna make a decision here for $1,000 in damages. Above and beyond that, the only other thing is that the Stayskulls also paid out of pocket certain monies to get here. They had to pay a filing fee and they had to pay to have you served. That was $108.16. They are also able to recover that separately. We call it costs. I just wanted you to know where that extra dollar amount comes from. So, gentlemen, this judgment will be sent out. The court does not do collections. We expect that's up to parties to resolve their issues. But here's what's important, especially for you, Mr. Rivera. These are your rights on appeal. I can't imagine why the state schools would appeal, because essentially you're getting what you asked for. But either party can appeal this finding and say, I don't agree with what just happened in there. I want to go to general civil in front of the district court judges. To do that, you must do two things. One is you must come and ask for that within 7 days of today's date. After 7 days, the window of opportunity to appeal this finding closes. And two, you must come and do that in person, because you have to actually fill out a motion to move to general civil.
Who is this Victoria person? Does anyone know who this Victoria person is? I feel like she's been making her way around the YouTubes, hanging out. She hangs out with our favorite judge every day. I'm just kidding, Victoria. Victoria, good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you've had a great day today. And yeah, hope you had a great weekend and back to work tomorrow. Your boss is awesome, though, by the way. I don't know. Is he technically your boss, Victoria? Is he your boss? Do you work for that? That's actually that's an interesting question. Does he hire you or does the court hire you? Yeah. Anyway, Victoria she works with Judge Fletcher every day. You guys know who that is. All right, let's finish this clip up.
Do you understand your rights on appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then we're all set for what we need to do here today as far as court. I'm going to go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
I thought we still had a minute or two. Otherwise, I would have waited to pause it. All right. Yeah. See, I slightly disagree with what's going on here. I think the contractor didn't know how to present himself in court. The homeowners bought a cheap product, and that's how he does business. They buy the product, he installs it for them, and he laid the product to the best that he could. And they didn't like the result because they bought cheap product, but then he didn't show up for a day and a half. So I understand their frustration. So I think there's fault on both sides. That's all I'm going to say with that. All right, we got another civil. We got another civil one. This next one is between siblings. We have a brother and sister fighting over. They're fighting over bikes. Let's go.
We are back. This is File 2400849 SC, a small claims case. Generally, what I would explain as far as small claims, what that means is parties are here trying to resolve this without any attorneys, and parties are here and not asking for any sort of jury trial, but asking for this to be decided right here in front of me. So if the parties are ready and willing to proceed in front of me without attorneys, the first thing I'm going to do is swear you in. Mr. Asford, I cannot see you, but I'd ask you to raise your right hand. Same way Ms. Rodriguez is raising her right hand. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
I do.
All right. So this is pretty straightforward in terms of the information I have at this point in time. Let me go over that.
That is a very specific request. I will keep my eye out. If I ever see a clip of siblings fighting over flooring, I will absolutely grab it just for you, Doc Ock. I will.
Just simply says that looks like Ms. Rodriguez is saying that she paid for both. I'm assuming you mean 2 bikes, right?
Yes, sir.
2 bikes at a cost of $7,000, and that you have only paid her $500 out of that. So how much do the bikes cost altogether?
Okay.
4,000 plus 1,300, which would be $5,300.
Hold on, Mr. Hasselborn, I'm going to give you an opportunity, but I'm going to start with plaintiff. All right, so Angela,
okay.
You're saying that you bought what? These are motorcycles?
Yes, sir. Two motorcycles, one Harley Davidson Wide Glide and a Yamaha. I bought the V-Star first, sir, which I initially paid $1,300 for because it was broken. It needed fixed. So I bought that one first because that's what he wanted. And then he put it into the shop to get it fixed. Okay. And then my ex-best friend had a Harley for sale that he told me that she went down to $4,000 for. And you don't get those very rarely that much for that price. So I was like, okay, and as long as you pay me back, he told me that I would get most of the income tax money that he was getting because he had gotten a little over $6,000 is what he told me.
All right, so
got
I'm
five.
gonna slow you up right there. What was your relationship at the time with Bobby?
Oh, he's my brother, sir.
Brother, all right. So you have this opportunity to buy a motorcycle. It's a good deal on a motorcycle. He wants the motorcycle, and you said, okay, I'll buy it for you, but you're gonna be paying me back when you get your tax return, right?
Yes, sir.
We're on the
that's
same
exactly
page
what.
so far. So that's $4,000 for the Harley, and the Yamaha you paid $1,300.
Yes.
All right. Am I the only one that doesn't trust people when they say I'll pay you back when I get my tax return? It does that statement just screams I'm not good with money. I don't have the money, but when I get this large sum of money, I'll give you X amount of dollars. Judge Middleton says this a lot when people say, "Oh, I'm behind in my rent, but I'm going to catch up when I get my tax return." And he'll say the same thing. It's like, no, that's going to help you out temporarily, but that screams I'm not good with money. I'm not going to loan you money when you're waiting for a tax return to come back. I'm sorry. That is the worst thing you could ever tell me. Like, hey, can I borrow $1,000? When are you going to pay me back? When I get my tax return? Like, nope. Sorry, not doing it. Not doing it.
Sir, so
he wanted two motorcycles.
No, well, the Yamaha was going to be mine now since I already paid for it and he would get fixed. And that was for me buying him the Harley for him to get the Yamaha fixed. Well, now the Yamaha's fixed and I looked and I was going to trade it in because, it was there was still a couple problems with it, but I could trade it in for $3,100. So I figured because he had, see, this is more to the story, sir. He had took off with both motorcycles. So now the Yamaha is worth $3,100, but I was only going to charge $2,800 for it now because it was mine. And then he got mad and he took it from me. So now he has both bikes, which that's okay. So I'm not asking for none of the bikes back. I'm just asking for my money. I had $80 worth of speakers on that bike. I paid for the tags, the title transfer, and I also got insurance on it where I couldn't ride my bike no more because he took it from me.
All right.
So,
how much is the Yamaha worth altogether?
It's worth $3,120, sir, right now.
All right.
If you look at
so that's $7,100, right? Worth of motorcycles that he has. One for him, but he was supposed to pay you back, and one for you, but hey, he's got it. So you either want the bike or you want the money that the bike is worth.
The bike has been gone for about 3 weeks. I don't want the bike back because I don't know what's been going on with it or who's riding it. So,
but you understand that if he gave you that bike, that's the end of it. He doesn't owe you any money for it. He owes you the money or the bike. All right.
Okay.
So that's $7,100. But you said he paid you $500.
Yes, sir. I had included the $80 for the speakers and the insurance and everything else in all this. So I didn't know that that you guys include the fee for the court service with $2, $1.
So let me just follow your logic. So really, it's $6,600 just for bikes, but then you think you easily have $300. Don't do court costs. How much more than $6,600 do you have in stuff that you paid for, like speakers, tags, all that stuff?
Tags was about $100. Title was $20. Speakers was $80. And insurance, I paid 2 months worth of insurance, and that It's $26 a piece, so it's $26.52.
All right, so that's $6,852. I just want to be clear where your number comes from before I go start talking to him. You understand how I got
Okay.
$68.52, right?
Yeah, yes, sir,
Now,
I do.
you would also get your $82 on top of that. That's court costs, but I don't want to mix the two. Those are separate. All right. So,
Oh,
Mr. Hasselborg, a couple of questions. One is, do you agree that she bought the Harley, but you were supposed to pay her back for that?
Yes, I agree on that.
All right. The Yamaha, do you want that? The Yamaha? Do you want to keep it?
Well, the deal was with the Yamaha and the Harley is, she told me if she gets the Yamaha, I can get she'll pay for the Harley, and then the money that I put into the Yamaha to fix it would come off of the price of the Harley.
All right, now wait a minute. So, Miss Rodriguez, you paid $1,300 for the Yamaha. The money to fix up the Yamaha, that's not your money? That's Mr. Hasselborg's money?
Hold on, sir. Now there was another thing. Now if you went to a bank and asked for money, you would be paying a lot more interest. So I told him I would
Okay,
do this.
That's not going to happen here. So listen to my questions. You paid $1,300 for the Yamaha. And then who paid the money to get the Yamaha up to snuff? You or him?
My brother paid. Well, it was his bike because he was going to pay for it to get fixed. So it costed $800 to get
Just
fixed.
answer my questions.
Okay, Bobby Joe did.
All right. So now you have $4,000 he owes you for the Harley. You have $1,300 he owes you for the Yamaha. He gave you, and that's, okay, listen. So we're doing it the same way. $4,000 for the Harley and $1,300 for the Yamaha. That's what you are out of pocket. Then you have $200 worth of paperwork and speakers, and then you have $52 worth of insurance. That's one. You see why you would not get the value of the Yamaha. You would get what you paid for the Yamaha.
No, I don't, because that was the original thing about me buying the Harley for him, is that he paid for the Yamaha to get fixed, and that's because he had the Yamaha first. It was his bike first, and it was already in the shop getting fixed.
Sure, but why? Okay, but that's not what the money you would get from this court. So I have $5,052, Mr. Hooverwort, that if you wanted to keep both bikes, that's what you still owe her. Why? Do you agree or disagree with that? If you disagree, you tell me why.
I disagree because I put $1,000 worth of work into that bike. The agreement was if I got the Harley, she would get the V-Star, which I had no problem with that. And then I told her, I was like, well, the money that I put into the V-Star comes off of the price for the Harley. And then that was all good and everything. And I told her that when I got it wasn't my taxes, it was my short-term disability. When I get my short-term disability, I would pay her money to start paying off the Harley. And she was okay with that. Well, then I didn't get my short-term disability.
I'm just going to start all over again with you.
All right. This is a mess. Fights between siblings are always fun, aren't they? No, I feel like everyone, there's not a clear story what's going on. So I'm just going to read out the gifted memberships that just happened. Doc Ock, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That is awesome. Very generous of you. And Kathy Berry for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Very generous of both of you. Thank you so much for the new 15 members. Welcome. Welcome to the community. There will be a members only Monday tomorrow night. Hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you so much, Doc Ock and Kathy Berry, for the gifted memberships. All right. Hopefully you guys have your Advil because this headache isn't over yet.
Because you guys are spinning in circles that make no sense. So, Miss Rodriguez buys a Harley for $4,000. That really is going to be your Harley. So that $4,000, you would owe that to her. And I'm going to crawl through your agreements. But you understand why I'm saying that, right?
Yes,
I bought the Yamaha first.
All right. Then she paid $1,300 for a Yamaha. And then
she paid the $1,300.
Okay, both of you stop talking. All you're going to do is answer questions at this point. So, all right. So then on the Yamaha, how much money did you personally sink into the Yamaha?
$1,000.
All right. And that $1,000 would be $1,000 less you'd owe her for $4,000 on the Harley, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, it
All
was
right.
800. It was $800.
Ms.
Sir.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
stop talking.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
talking
you
to
told
the
us the.
defendant.
That's the best kind of raid, the Misha raid. That's the cutest cat ever. Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, buddy. As always, yeah, your generosity is amazing and it's well appreciated. Welcome to all the raiders. We're just walking through a civil case between siblings right now, and yeah, hopefully you guys have some ibuprofen with you because this fight is a headache. It's a giant headache, but yeah. Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, buddy, and welcome to everybody who just joined. But yeah, we're fighting over bikes. Fighting over bikes. We have a Harley Davidson and a Yamaha is what we're fighting over right now. All right, let's keep going.
No.
Sorry.
So now we have a Yamaha that has, let's call it $2,300 worth of value, right? And a Harley that you still need to work off $3,000 on.
Well, and I did $500. I gave her $500 plus the money that I put on the V-Star, so that's $1,500 towards the $4,000. So it'd be $2,500 I would still owe her
On the Harley, right?
on the Harley.
Yeah. Now
Yes,
you
sir.
still have the Yamaha. Do you want to keep
Yes.
that, or do you want to give her that Yamaha?
Both titles are in my name already. She had me put the Yamaha in my name.
Okay. So here's what I'm saying. You owe her $2,500 for the Harley. How much is the Yamaha worth? Because she now doesn't have the Yamaha. You do.
It's
Even
worth
though she originally
$3,100.
paid for it. Miss Rodriguez.
I have no problem signing it off to her. I had no problem until she told me that now I owe her over $7,000 because
Well,
of an incident.
there's no
with our
way
two
you owe
dogs.
her $7,000. So listen to me and don't get caught up with that, right?
Okay. Yep.
You have a Harley Davidson that if you wish to keep, you still owe her.
I sure hope not, because they're brother and sister. So I really hope they're not married. They haven't said one way or the other, but I'm gonna assume no.
$2,500 on that.
Yes.
You have a Yamaha that if you wish to keep, $1,300 of that Yamaha is her money because that's what she paid to buy it. And she has $200 worth of stuff involved with that Yamaha, paperwork and speakers that she paid for a motorcycle she's not enjoying, and $52 worth of insurance that she paid for a bike that she's not enjoying because you have it. So she still has $1,552 worth in that Yamaha. If you wish to keep it, that's fine, but I would order you to pay that money to her, or you can say, I don't want the Yamaha, give it back to her, and then you only owe her $2,500. Which one of those two do you want to do?
She can have the Yamaha.
All right.
Sir, it's been gone. I don't know who's been riding it or anything.
Nobody's been
sir.
riding it. It's been sitting in the garage.
All right. So here's
That's
my
why-
understanding is that you're going to sign title over the Yamaha to her.
Yep.
And then you still owe her $2,500 for that Harley.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And $82
Hold
because
on.
she had to take you to court to get that judgment.
How are you?
Yeah.
How is he able to say
Alright.
that he paid $1,000, only paid $800 to get it fixed?
Ma'am,
I know the same guy that he could get
Ma'am.
it fixed.
I
Just
can
asking.
sit here and talk to you all day. I'm very familiar with you, ma'am. I've heard your arguments. I've understood your logic. I don't agree with it. Here is the bottom line on this case. Either you're going to get your Yamaha back and he owes you $2,582, or if you don't get your Yamaha back, then he owes you $4,134. All right. And that's why at this point, we don't come back to see what you did, Mr. Hasselborg. You need to tell me and commit to one of those two paths. You're gonna pay your sister $2,582, and you're gonna sign the Yamaha back to her, or you're gonna keep the Yamaha and you're gonna pay her $4,134. Which one of those two things do you wish to do?
And give her the Yamaha back.
All right. Then that's gonna be the judgment here. It's gonna be $2,500 in damages, $82 in costs, and an understanding from all parties that Yamaha is essentially belongs to Miss Rodriguez. And to do that, two things must happen. One is actual possession, meaning that bike needs to be dropped off with her. And two, you need to sign that title over to her. You have the title, right?
No, they have the title.
Who's they?
My mom and her.
All right. Well, when you drop the bike off, you know how it works on a title. The title you said is in your name, right?
Yep.
You flip it over right on the back and you say, I sold this title to Angela Rodriguez for $1, and then it's her bike, and then she can go get it titled in her name.
Okay.
I just want you to be very clear on the record here. That's the two things you have to do. You have to sign that title over to her so it's legally hers to get the paperwork in her name, and you actually have to deliver that motorcycle to her.
I will.
All right. If you do those two things, then the price tag here, the damages and cost is that you would still owe her on top of that $2,582. You understand?
Yes, I do, sir.
Sir,
All right.
so on the Yamaha,
So,
I had to pay the money to get.
I've rendered a judgment, ma'am. I've rendered a judgment. Now it's time for me to talk. So that judgment will get sent out to you guys in the mail. The court does not do the collections. We expect the parties to be cooperating with each other for those dollar amounts. And then what I need to explain to both parties is either party has a right to appeal this decision. Say, I don't agree with what just happened there. I want to go in front of the district court judges and general civil. To do that, you must do two things. One is you must ask for that within 7 days of today's date. And two, you must come in and ask for that formally in writing. You understand your rights on appeal?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
I have
Ms.
a
Rodriguez?
question though.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Then we are all set for what we need to do here in court. What is your question, ma'am?
Oh, I was curious. So you're making me pay for the Yamaha getting fixed? I had to pay for
Ma'am,
that?
I rendered my decision. You can interpret that however you want.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh. Yeah, judges in between sibling fights. Bebop, yeah. So she loaned him the money. He bought two bikes. He bought a Harley and a Yamaha, and he didn't pay her back for it. Now, they're siblings. She claims that he was going to pay her back out of his tax refund. He said, no, that wasn't the case. I was going to pay her out of my disability check. So, yeah, she took him to court because she owed him thousands of dollars, or he owed her thousands of dollars. Man. That was, yeah, again, hopefully you guys everyone's heads aren't too bad. All right, we're going to Judge Webster now. We got a Judge Webster case. Hope you guys are ready. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Again, Bacon, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And welcome to all the raiders. All right. This one is interesting, to say the least. Let's go.
CR 3000005, State of Kansas versus Donna Anita Williams. County Attorney Jill Gillette for the state. The defendant appears in person and by counsel Joseph Favre. Mr. Favre, how does your client wish to proceed?
So, Your Honor, when we came before you last, we announced we had a plea agreement that was basically worked out. Miss Williams was going to be in treatment. She is in treatment, but I found out today that there is another case that was filed that has not had a first appearance yet, it looks like, that I've spoken to Ms. Gillette about. So we are going to ask for one more continuance. It is a level 9 felony case. So we'd like to be able to get all of her cases resolved at one time if possible. And that new case is 24 CR 84 in Greenwood, and I'm not sure why she hasn't had first appearance or even had an attorney appointed, I guess, but I just saw that today when I was looking at her other cases.
You said 24 CR
84.
84.
Yep.
Miss Gillette, do you know the posture of that case?
There's a warrant outstanding for her in that case and in her revocation case because she didn't show up for her sanction. She has 2 warrants outstanding at this time and she needs to turn herself in.
That's correct.
Well, this case is getting quite a bit of age to it. We've had one. We had the PHC December 22nd. It looks like we actually had witnesses present ready to go February 20th. And I was told that if we would set it over, the parties were ready to negotiate. Then March 29th, we switched attorneys and wanted one more PHC to resolve it. And then we were here April 26th, requesting another new date, an issue of Zoom links. So we've had, this is our 5th docket for preliminary hearing. I'm inclined to deny the motion, counsel.
I understand. I've only been on since I was appointed in March, I think. But I'm fine if the court wants to set it for another prelim setting and go from there. We do have a plea agreement that's essentially worked out, but given the complication.
Peeps, that is a great question. I don't know the answer to it. From, my general idea of how charges work, the lower the level, the more serious it is. But if they have it all the way up to level 9, so I would think 9 would be a low level. But I'm thinking 3rd degree, 2nd degree, 1st degree, misdemeanor, or felony. So Kansas must do things different. I have no idea what a level 9 felony is. That is a great question. If anyone in Kansas is here, please let us know.
I'm fine with setting it for a prelim.
Ms. Gillette, what's your position on all of this?
Ms. Williams has violated the agreement with the county attorney for her plea because part of it was to stipulate to her revocation and serve her sanction, and she disappeared and didn't report for her sanction. So she has actually violated the offer that we gave her.
Well, we know where she is. Any chance we're going to pick her up?
That will be up to the sheriff.
All right. Well, like I said, we had this set for evidentiary preliminary hearing, and everybody told me that we were going to have a plea agreement. I'll set this for preliminary hearing, but I will, and I want both parties to understand, and you too, Miss Williams, I will expect this to either be for waiver or actual hearing. I'm not going to continue it again. All right, Missy, when's our next available? Evidentiary.
Evidentiary hearing?
I want an evidentiary preliminary hearing. Distribution of heroin, conspiracy to distribute stimulants, possession of opiates, paraphernalia with intent to manufacture, drug tax stamp, and drug paraphernalia. So we have, it looks like 5 felonies here.
I have July 12th in the morning open.
All right. What time, July 12th?
I will be out of town that entire week. I'm sorry. The 2nd week of July, I'll be out of town.
All right. What else can you do, Missy? Sooner rather than later.
I have July 26th at 11 available.
That's not sooner. What do you think
Don't
about?
have any time sooner.
I know, I know.
July 26th at 11, I'll be in an adjudication trial
All right.
that day.
What about 11:30? Are you gonna be, is that gonna be all day, you think?
It
11.
will be. Yeah,
Oh.
the adjudication trial will be all day that day of the 26th. I'm completely open on the 19th. I don't know if you have any time then.
Nope, that's not available to me.
Okay.
July 30th at 11?
July 30th at 11. Well, I have 2 trials that are potential that day. I don't know if either of them is going to go. I think that they won't, but there's a potential I could be in a trial that day.
This has to be the most frustrating part of court-appointed attorneys, public defenders, is trying to figure out when they're free. You know, the bouncing back and forth. They want this female, this defendant, to come back as soon as possible, and they can't come back for over a month. And she's in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Vicky, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vicky. I appreciate it. Welcome to the family. It is Sunday, so tomorrow night's members only Monday. Come hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. Yeah, it is. It really is. You know, you have your 4 to 6 people that love playing D&D, and you're trying to schedule a game around everyone's busy schedules. Especially, you know, D&D is an older person game now. I don't think young kids play it anymore. So you're trying to balance family life with jobs and everything else, and then you have to nail down like a multi-hour game. Yeah, it's hard. Charles, thank you so much. Remember, 4 months. That is awesome, Charles. I appreciate it. That is awesome. All right, let's keep going.
But if you want to,
August 6th.
August 6th, I will definitely be in a trial in August.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jen, you had a great night the other night with Judge Stevens. Thank you so much for letting us hang out with you that night with Judge Stevens. That was amazing. I hope you're having a great night, and I hope Dave had a great Father's Day today as well. Can I call him Dave, or is it David? Should I call him David or Dave? I actually don't know. I've been calling him Dave, but I haven't got permission to give him a short name yet, so probably should ask. Also, mods, can someone drop Jen's link so everyone can go check out her channel? She has a great channel.
6. Sorry.
Okay, okay. She has 2 other cases pending, Ms. Gillette. And one of those court dates, we don't know until she gets picked up on her warrants.
Right.
Your Honor. We had a court date on May 9th, and she was ordered to do a 3-day sanction by Judge Ricky.
And she didn't show up for that?
No.
Ms. Williams, I'm going to order that you turn yourself in by 5 o'clock today.
Do I leave treatment?
What's that?
I need to leave treatment.
I can't hear you.
I need to leave treatment.
Well, you've got to take care of these matters.
I get out on, I think, the 4th or the 5th.
The 4th or 5th of what? July you get out?
Yes.
Another 30, 40 days?
It's 28-day program. So
When
it might
did you
even
go in?
be before that. I could be miscalculating, but it's 28 days from the 2nd.
Okay. It's a 28-day program, and you went in 5 days ago?
Yes. So sorry, I'm probably miscalculating, but yes, I did.
All right. Here's the first line of bullshit. If you sign yourself into an inpatient program, I'm going to assume that you know exactly the day you're leaving. You entered a 28-day program voluntarily. She wasn't court ordered to do this. She did it voluntarily, which is good for her. Good for her first and foremost. Good for her for doing that. You're about to hear why this probably wasn't a good idea to do right now. Judge Webster is going to let her know. I think Jill might say a few things about this as well. But you voluntarily entered a 28-day program. You know the day you went in. You know the day you're leaving. I'm sorry. And then she just guessed like 35 days later. Like, no, she's giving herself a week. Yeah. sometimes people just aren't honest. They're not. Judges see through it.
Definitely went out on second.
Did your probation officer know anything about you going in?
I do believe she got an email from me saying I was going in, and I signed signed over a form for her to be able to know where I'm at and stuff.
So your probation officer set up the treatment for you?
No, I set it up myself, but she knows that I was going. She knew that I was going to inpatient.
Do you leave the facility or are you staying in it?
I'm inpatient. I stay. I'm not supposed to leave anywhere.
But you checked yourself in 5 days before this court date.
Yeah, because I've had my bed date for a while now.
Well, you've had this court date.
Doc. Let's see. Not the case. Inpatient programs are not that predictable. 28-day programs are only called that because of what insurance will cover. Duration varies a lot. Yeah, no, I get that. But if you check yourself in, though, I guess it's not court ordered. You're checking yourself into it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to agree with you because you know a lot more about this than I do. But if you check yourself into a 28-day program, and she doesn't know when she's leaving, she could say, I don't know when I'm leaving. But she, in my opinion, manipulated the court by saying she's leaving a week late, or she's leaving a week later than 28 days. That's my point. But yeah, you're probably right, Doc Ock.
Since April 26th. You've had this court date since April 26th, but you waited until 5 days before court to go in. I don't know.
They didn't have a
Ms.
date.
Gillette,
They
do
didn't
you have any position on whether she should take care of her court commitments or?
So, Judge, if I could make just a quick idea on this, if she's going to be in treatment till the 30th, it sounds like, if she's got 23 more days from today, then perhaps she should turn herself in right when she gets out, and then we can just reset this for one more PHC docket, which I do hate to do, but given the schedule, if we set this for the 5th, if the court has a docket on July 5th, that'll be later that week after she gets out. And by that time, we'll know what's going on in her other case, and we can just hopefully have a resolution by that point. So that's, anyway.
Ms. Gillette?
My position is she needs to be turning herself in as soon as possible because she was supposed to do a 3-day sanction, which she had plenty of time to do. She didn't check herself in until recently. And my position is she's already done sanctions, had a revocation, and was in front of Judge Ricky and hasn't complied with his 3-day ordered sanction. I'm asking for her to go to prison on her revocation case on her next revocation. She failed to sanction. And failing to do your sanction is failing to do your sanction. She should have showed up when Judge Ricky told her to be there. And he made it a condition of her corrections to be there. And she violated her corrections again by not being there.
And now 5 days before.
All right, so now everyone understands what's going on, right? Judge Ricky, another Kansas judge, ordered her. She was sanctioned for a probation violation. She had to do 5 days in jail. She didn't show up. This was her next court date, and she checked herself into rehab days before this court date. Now you guys understand why Judge Webster and the prosecutor are very skeptical of this. You put your defense attorney in a very hard position. You need to go to jail. All right, well, that was 2 weeks ago. She waits until a couple days before her next court date with Judge Webster to check herself into an inpatient. Now, they don't want to take her out of it. They don't want to do it because that's what she needs. But you can see why this seems sketchy. I think we can all see it.
For this hearing, she just decides to check into treatment for the first time.
I've had my bed date it was set over a month ago. They've been full. They're packed full now. I've had this bed date for a while.
Oh my gosh, I can play it again. Hold on.
Answer, sir. Stop, don't answer, sir, please. Every time you open your pie hole, you get it worse troubled. So stay the course, will you?
You see where she just messed up right there? I've had this bed date for over a month. Yeah, you were ordered to do 5 days in jail 2 weeks ago. And you just checked in 3 days ago. You had plenty of time to do your 5-day sanction. Just saying. Just saying. I'm not an attorney, but math ain't mathin'.
Where are you located? What treatment facility?
Mirror in Newton.
Is that the one in Newton?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Favre makes an idea. It's not a bad idea. I'm all for treatment, but frankly, it just looks like you're hiding there to me. We've got such a
I'm
long.
actually trying to get better. I've had this bed date for a while now. It's not just like something that just
You've had
popped
this
up.
bed date since your last arrest.
And I'm trying to get better. I really am. I don't think prison's gonna solve any of my problems. I'm trying to work through that treatment and reintegration after I take care of my problems with you guys. But it seems to me that maybe some people don't think so, and I apologize for that. I really do, but I'm trying. Really trying. I know.
Well, I understand about addiction and I understand about the need for treatment. And like I said, I'm all for that. But with your history with this court and other courts in this district, I just feel like you started seeking treatment to avoid prison.
No, I've never done inpatient treatment. I've never done it. I've never tried this hard. I've never found something that worked for me. And I finally found a place that feels right for me. These people actually feel like they care. And I've never found that in a treatment place.
Of course, you've only been there 4 or 5 days, right?
That makes all the difference. It makes all the difference to somebody whenever you feel like nobody cares or nobody's listening to you. When you find people you connect with, it's different. I'm sorry.
I completely forgot she got someone else in the Zoom room to start crying. I completely forgot about this. This was a hot topic in the side chat of this court when this was going on, how this other person's crying. Ah, man. Now, I don't know. Are we all going to cry? I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not crying. Actually, I'm not. I don't feel sorry for her. She was manipulative. She could have served her 5-day sanction, got out, still got her bed date. It's called being an adult, you know? If she really wants help, she would fess up, do her responsibility, try to finish everything she can with the court while she's getting help. But yeah, you don't choose help over going to prison. Sorry, you don't. You were court ordered to do it. It doesn't help you to ignore the court to try to help yourself. It doesn't look good. Even though she needs it. I'm saying good for her for checking in. Good for her. Good for her. But she's ignoring a lot of things by doing that.
Well, I'm going to do a little bit of both. I will continue this to, what was that date? July, that she gets out, July 5th. Is that what you said, counsel?
Yeah, July 5th, I think, is the next PHC that would be after she gets out.
We don't have a PHC docket that day,
Oh,
and we don't have one the 19th.
When do you have one? Oh, you're gonna the 12th, and I'll be out of town on the 12th. Crap. Okay.
Well, August 2nd is our next PHC.
no, I don't want to go that long.
No, we don't go that far. So, man, is there one on? No, that's cutting it really close.
What about, what do we have on June? What did you say about June 21st? We don't have that available?
Yeah, but she won't be at, well,
28 days from now is.
Well, Judge, if we do June 21st, she'll still have to appear from treatment, which I think I'm fine with. I think regardless, Ms. Gillette is correct that she's going to have to answer for the warrant in the other case, the warrant in her new case. So whatever we do in resolution of these cases, which I still think she wants to do, and I still think we can work out, she's going to have to end up turning herself in at some point after she gets out of treatment, regardless.
Well, and that was gonna be the second half of this, is I want her in custody.
Right.
I would give her a date for this, but she needs to be in custody. And I don't want to set this over. Missy, can you fit this in? Find me a date, Missy, any day that's in the next couple of weeks. I know we don't have time, but find me something for about,
Like,
for evidentiary prelim. About an hour, if you just put it wherever you need to.
June 18th, I have 10 o'clock available.
June 18th, 10 o'clock is your preliminary hearing. Ms. Gillette, can you make that work? You get your witnesses, June 18th?
I will try to get all the witnesses subpoenaed by then, Your Honor. The witnesses in this case are predominantly officers, so I can get them subpoenas ASAP.
And then I want her to be.
All right, everybody. All right, it's that time of the night. You guys want to watch a bonus clip? I'm having fun. I'm having fun hanging out. You guys want a bonus clip tonight? I've been putting a lot of videos together because I'm going to be taking some time off over the next month. I've got my kids visiting next week. They actually, a week from tomorrow, I'm going to have my kids for a couple days. And then a week after that, Heather's going to be here. So I've got a bonus clip. Now, here, you guys know the rules of the bonus clip. My bonus clip is the release that I have ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to play it. But you guys still have to click on it and just hit the like button. You don't have to watch it again, even though the watch time does help. You don't have to rewatch it. But you do have to click on it and hit the like button. That's the rule. That's the rule for bonus clips. No, I haven't made the turtle video yet. That's a long one. That clip is like 20 minutes long. It's a longer clip, so I have it ready, but I haven't actually made a video out of it yet. All right, let's finish this. I don't have the. I didn't make the turtle video. Now I'm looking. I don't think I made that one yet. I think that's next on my list to make. Yeah, you guys are all disappointed now because it's not the turtle video. It's not. I haven't made it yet. I'm sorry, guys. The Judge Simpson emotional support turtle. Oh, it's such a good clip. People in Court did cover it already, so you can go check it out there. But I will cover it. It is a video that I am making, but it has not been created yet. It's still just raw footage, so I got to put it together. Anyways, I've got a good one. I got a good one for the bonus clip. But let's finish this one up first. You guys are awesome. Turtles. I don't know how these jokes just come along and don't leave, but I love it.
Here, I want her to be here for first appearance Tuesday at 1:30 on those other two cases. I want her physically here.
The next Tuesday, Judge?
Next Tuesday.
Okay, that's going to require her to have to leave treatment.
Well, if she has to, she has to.
Ms. Williams had a choice to abide by the agreement of the state and do 3 days of sanction and then be allowed to go do her treatment. And she chose not to do her 3 days of sanction and to run around for a month and then go into a treatment facility and not do the 3 day sanction that she was ordered to do by Judge Rickey. So she had a choice and she made a choice, and that choice was a bad choice. And you have to have your consequences. I have to own the consequences of my own choices, and everyone else does too.
So whether she turns herself in, whether the sheriff picks her up, I don't care as long as I'm looking at her in the courthouse Tuesday at 1:30. And if she runs off on us and disappears, well, I think she.
No, I generally don't. I generally don't ever call people after this, and I just let people go when they want to leave. But Mark, you've been a big fan of the channel. Did I miss something? Did I miss something that happened? Does anybody know? Mark, if you're still here, please let me know what happened. But you've been hanging out here for a while, and I'm really sorry that if I upset you somehow. I don't know what happened though. I missed it. I'm sorry.
You can guess that she's not doing herself any favors if that happens.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. We'll be in recess on Williams.
Sorry. I went to the outro. I'm looking for Mark's response. Maybe that was a joke. Someone said because I denied you turtles. Okay. Hopefully it's a joke. I don't really understand. All right. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna skip through this. Now this is just some guy doing a dumb, and yeah, everyone lets him know. The prosecutor's not happy, the defense attorney's not happy, and the judge isn't happy. All right, let's go.
And we've done that in the past. There's acknowledgement of a bond violation. However, there's an explanation as for it. The court can take that explanation, and then we would just argue as what we believe should be the result of the violation.
We can proceed next action. So is Chief Carter required then?
Doesn't sound like there's going to be acknowledgement of the operation. If there's not, he's here so we can look him up.
Oh, I needed to pause this before I started the clip. I'm sorry for pausing it right after I started. Sparkle Poots, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Sparkle Poots. Hopefully you're having a great day as well. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Yes, he is acknowledging that, Judge.
Okay, very well. Mr. Kowski, what are you requesting?
Well, in light of what the bond condition was, it was that Mr. Carr is not supposed to operate a vessel, and I believe it was the day after the preliminary examination or the weekend after the preliminary examination was held, he was observed operating a vessel on one of the canals. A picture was taken, or a couple pictures were taken. We had provided those to the defense, and because of that, this case is a circumstance where it was operation of a airboat, where it's alleged that Mr. Carr had circled the victims, cutting the ice free, and one individual had went into the ice. Because of that, the district court put that condition into the bond, and it was in there. It's been in there ever since the beginning of the case. So because of that, we're asking that the court revoke the bond and we'll have the matter set for trial.
Your Honor, after the preliminary examination, it was Memorial Day weekend. Mr. Carr and his girlfriend, or significant other, Gabriel Raymond, discussed after the preliminary examination whether it would be appropriate to go fishing over that weekend. To my explanation, I said, yeah, that would be fine as long as Miss Raymond, his significant other, would be operating the boat. As the bond condition does state that Mr. Carr was not to operate a vessel. During that weekend, Miss Raymond was operating the vessel with Mr. Carr just as a passenger, and they did go fishing. They were trying to go and get bluegill in one of the canals, and unfortunately, Miss Raymond got scared due to the holiday being Memorial Day, got congested. She was fearful of having some form of impact with any other congestion or any other boat traffic that was in the canal during the holiday. Mr. Carr simply took the wheel to assist her. That was all that he did. He wasn't operating in the sense of being in violent or any way. He was just trying to do this for the purposes of safety. He didn't want anyone to get hurt or injured due to his significant other, Miss Raymond, having some concerns with the lack of experience of operating boat. While she does have an operator's license, it was simply she got scared. She's only 25 years old. So Mr. Carr was just trying to aid her. They did their fishing for 45 minutes and then they left. And Miss Raymond ended up operating the vessel and they left safely. I understand that, and Mr. Carr understands that the alleged offense has to do with the operation of a vessel. However, I do want the court to consider that when there is an operation of a motor vehicle, such as an operating while intoxicated, generally, and Mr. Carr and I have had multiple conversations about this, the court doesn't revoke the ability for the individual to drive and operate a motor vehicle. Usually the Secretary of State does that upon a plea being taken.
But it also, in fairness though, it's normally not based upon a charge of operating while intoxicated where it's alleged an assaultive act occurred. Notice I said alleged.
Understood.
Operating while intoxicated is getting behind a motor vehicle while having blood alcohol above a certain legal limit. You may continue.
Understood. So, Your Honor, what we're asking today is we're asking some grace from this court. Mr. Carr does not have any prior criminal history. This is all completely new to him. While revoking the bonds may provide some form of justice by this court, it doesn't serve the purpose. He learned his lesson by being here today. The fact that we're here again is a reminder that he has to follow those bond conditions. Or if this court wants to amend the bond conditions and say you cannot even be on a boat rather than operate the boat, that would make it even more strict for Mr. Carr, and he understands that. So again, Judge, we are just asking for some grace. If a fine can be assessed for Mr. Carr, we don't think his bond should be revoked. We're just asking that the bond be reassessed and that he continue to be out on bond, because I do believe we are continued forward for trial on this matter.
Mr. Rakowski.
David, thank you so much. I appreciate you becoming a new member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Tomorrow night, members only. Come hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. Also, David, $10 super chat. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. Loved lurking and thought I'd jump in. I appreciate it. I'd love it when people jump in. You can lurk all you want. That's fine. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, when you engage in the chat, it's a lot of fun. We have fun in the chat. So thank you so much, David, for the new membership and super chat. You're awesome, man.
The court, through the motion, I believe, has copies of the pictures, correct?
Yes.
So I mean, they show what it is. And I mean, I understand the defense's argument that the passenger was scared, but I mean, she's got her arms up on the windshield. Mr. Carr is driving. The idea that, this bond condition says that you can't operate a boat. Well, we have cases where a vehicle is used to try to run somebody down or scare them with the vehicle, and the court imposes rules that say no operation of a motor vehicle. Or if there's a drunk driving, the court can do that as well. So the fact that it's in there because, as the court points out, the alleged criminal activity here is driving an airboat towards these individuals. So, given the circumstances, given the fact that, the court down in district court went through the bond with Mr. Carr at the very beginning, I'm sure he reiterated, although I was not at the prelim, that was handled by Mr. Connie, reiterated that the bond conditions continue. And yet a few days later, we have that the violation here that was caught on with pictures. So that's what we provided for the court. The court, we understand, has a lot of latitude. The court could say, don't do it again, and we don't have to do anything. The court can revoke his bond and issue a new bond to him, or it can revoke a bond and have him go to jail. We're asking for the latter, given the fact that the underlying facts of the case are very serious. But with that, if the court's going to consider allowing Mr. Carr out on any type of bond, then it would be that he not be on the waterways at all. No boats, no jet skis, no nothing, that he not be allowed on the waterway while the case is pending. Thank you.
Heather! Speaking of welcome to the family, hi Heather, how are you doing this evening? I feel like I haven't talked to you for. I'm just kidding. All right, Heather, I know you're having a great night. We talked before the live started. Anyways, I'm gonna let this one play out. This is the bonus clip, like I said. So I will be releasing this tomorrow, probably around 9 a.m. So just make sure you just jump on and click the like button. I would appreciate it. Also, for everyone that wasn't here last night or Friday night, I don't think I announced this Friday night. I think I announced it. No, I didn't. I wasn't on Friday night. Anyways, Judge Fleischer is coming back to my channel at an undisclosed day this week. And for everyone who super chatted on Thursday night when he was on and we didn't get to him, we are going to be reading all the super chats off when he comes up this week. So I don't like missing super chats. It hurts me when I do, and especially when people let me know that I missed it. I feel awful about it because I don't like missing them. And there were a lot of super chats Thursday night when Judge Fleischer was on. He will be back this week. I don't know what day it is, but we're going to be going through all the super chats and the questions on when he comes up this week. So yeah, that's going to happen. So that's why I didn't read off all the thank yous tonight, like I said I was going to. But yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to come back up, and yeah, we'll probably have a formal Q&A session that night. Maybe 1 or 2 court videos. We're not going to be hanging out watching court. It's going to be more of a interview type session because I feel like that's what you guys all wanted anyways. But we were just hanging out Thursday night, and yeah, it was a wild night. I was not prepared, as everyone has told me. I seemed nervous. No, I wasn't. I mean, I was nervous because I wasn't prepared. But anyways, I'm gonna let this video play out. I hope you guys all had a great Father's Day. Thank you everybody for the super chats, the gifted memberships, the new memberships, the membership milestones. You are all awesome. Let's go hang out on Discord. Let's go hang on Discord, talk for a little bit. But I am gonna peace out. And yeah, Dwight, thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't miss this one, Colin. Nope, didn't miss it. You happened to send it while I was paused. Thank you so much, Dwight. I appreciate it. All right, let's finish up this video and let's peace out. Have a great Father's Day again. Thank you all for stopping by. Until next time, bye.
Any other comments?
Final comments, Judge. This was a lapse in judgment. Mr. Carr understands that. We're here today. We're acknowledging it. We stipulated to the misunderstanding. We're asking that there be no further jail, that he just simply be allowed still on bond. As I stated before, it's the first time he's ever been involved in the criminal justice system. He doesn't have a prior criminal background. It's set for trial. It's hard enough that he's here already. This is a reminder for him. This will never happen again. With that.
Well, the defendant is presumed innocent unless proven guilty in court by the jury of his peers. And at this point, the defendant is presumed innocent. That's what continues. That's our Constitution. That's how we proceed. Bond conditions, however, seem to be very clear at the district court level. The defendant is not to be operating a boat. When I looked at the photos and I'm hearing the explanations, I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, a picture is certainly not completely indicative of someone's feelings, whether they're nervous or upset. But when you look at the photographs here, you have a shirtless defendant operating a boat, no question. The individual to his left, and just going out and doing their thing, going fishing. It's a violation of bond, period. Whether you're nervous or not, if you're nervous, then you should be operating a boat. And much less having someone else operate a boat who doesn't have the authority to operate it to begin with. Court in this case is going to revoke the bond that was originally ordered in this case. $1,000 is forfeited to the county. Court will set a new bond. $10,000, 10% with the same conditions, but not only not operate any type of vessel, he is not to be on any public or private waterway in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if it's floating. He's not to be in the water, period. All other bond conditions remain. That'll be all.